Hello, Mark Red Larson here for the Dreamcatcher podcast. Thanks for joining us. Today, my guest is Brian Burkhardt. So, how are you doing, Brian?
Pretty good. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. It's a beautiful day here. So Brian, we just recently met the other, like very hours ago, and I was impressed the second and we started talking. So, Brian, a little bit of background. Where are you from, and what do you do? And
I'm originally from Palmer, Nebraska. I do bull riding, did saddle bronc, team roping, tie down roping, bareback riding, and steer wrestling. I also do cattle ranching, mechanics work, and dealership work.
Okay. So what don't you do? That's a lot because you're. How old are you? Said you're
16.
I like I told you the other day, I was not that way at 16. So where did you learn how to do all that with the roping, or everything you do with?
So roping, I originally learned that from my dad, working out on a cattle ranch.
Okay.
On horseback. So
what age do you start learning that?
I started learning that probably about 6 or 7 years old.
Wow. So were you excited about doing it?
Yeah, I liked it.
Okay. I was just thought maybe it's like, no, I don't want to do that yet. So, and do you have any siblings?
No, I'm an only child.
Okay.
Well, I have half siblings, but I don't talk to them. They're down in Texas.
Oh, so those Texans.
The Texans.
Yeah, so you're in Minden, Nebraska. How did you get to Minden from where you grew up?
Kind of just a change of scenery. One of my dad's buddies lives down here.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's cool. So how long you been in Minden?
Since probably around last July at the end.
Oh, for a while then.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. Do you like Minden?
It's all right. Okay. Definitely not my favorite place, but...
Nah, I hear you on that too. So Palmer, I mean, how big is Palmer? Were you...
Probably about 300 to 400 people.
Okay. So what part of the state is that in?
It's kind of northeastern.
Northeastern, okay. How far are you from Norfolk then?
I think it's like maybe 2 hours.
Okay.
Maybe 3.
Okay, still a ways. So in Minden, you're not roping, I don't think, and doing all that, are you?
No, just bull riding.
You are bull riding?
Sometimes I'm kind of trying to sell my gear right now.
Why is that?
Injuries.
I understand that. Yeah, I definitely. That's too bad. I hope you don't have. I hope the money comes in so you don't have to do that. So,
yeah.
So with bull, how much gear is there with bull riding?
So bull riding generally, you'll have a helmet. Me, I nowadays ride just cowboy hat. So normally they have a helmet. They'll have a mouth guard. You'll see them wearing their vest.
Okay.
They usually have like a riding glove. There's a special type made that has like a strap around it.
Okay.
There's spurs, chaps, obviously bull rope. Usually the bull rope has a pad and a cowbell and everything attached to it.
Oh, really? Okay. I mean, you were talking about doing a podcast. You were talking about doing a podcast today. Would you be in this area, this interest?
I was talking about my buddy Caden from Kansas. He runs one. He wanted me to go on that one.
Have you done that yet?
No.
I guess you haven't because you said this is your first one. So what's his podcast about?
I don't know. He just talks about random stuff, to be honest.
Well, I kind of do that too, which is kind of a good way to do that. So when you were growing up, maybe your dream was to do what you're doing now? I mean, you're still growing up, kind of. So when you were like 5, what'd you want to do? Did you want to do all the stuff you're doing right now?
When I was 5, my main dream was more of PBR riding.
Wow. You still want to do that?
I wouldn't mind it, but it's the fact of the injuries.
Yeah.
Those kind of make it a little bit harder to make decision making with that. That's another reason why I'm selling my gear is I thought, because the doctor last injury I had, he told me like one more like that, I'll probably either be paralyzed or dead. So
wow, that's putting it right to the point.
Yeah. So I been thinking more about me and my girlfriend than I have bull riding.
Yeah. So bull riding is safer?
No.
I was gonna say. Oh gosh. I mean, and you were injured. You were talking about the other day. Yeah. So how long ago was that? And what was the injury?
That was probably about maybe a year to 2 years ago now, somewhere between there. The injuries was I had dislocated knee, dislocated shoulder, broken hand, concussion, all my ribs on the right side broke, and a punctured lung.
You're lucky you're probably here, aren't you?
Yeah.
Wow. So what happened there?
That one I got bucked off the bull, thrown into a panel, and the bull came back, hit me a couple times, and then after I got hit, I got up, thought I was fine, and then next thing you know, I'm back on the ground.
Ah, I mean, I can't even imagine the pain.
Oh yeah.
Did you stay conscious? Because I know sometimes when your body's in so much pain, you kind of pass out.
I stayed
sometimes.
conscious for a minute, then I went like unconscious when medical was coming out.
Wow. So where did that happen at?
Out in Colorado by Loveland.
Oh, right there. Okay, I know that area well. That's where Cheryl, my wife, she grew up in Greeley. So, wow. I mean, that just. And you were in the hospital how long?
I want to say it was 3 to 4 months.
Wow. I mean, that's. So, do you still have residual issues from that?
Usually my hand will start like twitching randomly and stuff. I think I got nerve damage in it.
Okay.
I also damn near constantly am popping my knuckles, otherwise it starts to hurt.
Oh, yeah.
My knee tries to give out every once in a while.
Wow, you're too young for all this.
Yeah, and then my shoulder, it'll like pop in and out of place sometimes.
Wow, you get to see what I mean. You're only 16. You're not supposed to be having all that. Oh wow. So, I just that I mean, I suppose therapy and stuff. How did you come back? Evidently, in 3 or 4 months, there was a lot to that. So,
So mainly most of the time I was rested up, and then eventually once I got out of the hospital, I didn't really go to therapy much. I'd occasionally,
okay,
but not very much. I'd kind of skip the appointments, and instead I'd work.
yeah, I can understand that too. So, so your girlfriend, what does she think of all this stuff?
Well, she thinks that I should keep bull riding because she thinks that I can be like the next JB or something.
Yeah, and that's true.
Yeah.
What do you think? That's an important part.
Well, I usually get like an 8-second ride in if I have a good day, as long as I'm not in a shitty mood.
Okay, I can't see you in a bad. I mean, you just can't see you in that kind of mood. For the little bit I've known you, you always seem like you're in a pretty good mood. You always got a nice smile on. So, sorry, well, everybody has bad days. Do you ever have many bad days?
It really depends on how bad people piss me off that day.
Well, I can understand that one very much because someday in today's world, oh my gosh, that's why I'm glad I live in this part of the world and not in cities. So, so would you want to live any other place in the world?
I'm planning on probably moving out to Crescent, Iowa.
Crescent, Iowa. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So why there?
Because that's where my girlfriend is from right now.
So how'd you guys meet?
So I don't even honestly remember. All I remember is we started talking one day. And then, she invited me out to some bonfire out there. And I ended up going out there. Mm-hmm. And yeah,
that's all. Yeah, that's yep. They have a way of doing that. That's for sure. Yeah. So you guys the same age, about?
Yeah.
So, okay. So now, is there any other place in the world you'd ever want to move to or go to? Have you visited any other place in the world that you've liked?
I've only visited like damn near all the states in the U.S. That's really all.
That's quite a few.
Yeah.
Especially for 16. Was there one you liked better than another?
Honestly, my favorite would have been between Iowa, Montana, and Texas.
Really? Okay. Montana, I know is beautiful, and Iowa's it's farming, that's for sure. Yeah. So, what part of Texas were you in?
I was down by it's Pampa or something.
Okay, I know where you're at.
It's like down by Oklahoma border, damn near.
Okay. I lived in Dallas for a while, but you like Texas?
It's all right.
It's like its own country. It's kind of, they got it different ways. So I mean, so what are some other things you like to do?
I like quad racing and motocross as well.
Okay, motocross. I know. What is quad racing?
Quad racing.
Quad. Okay, yeah. What is that?
When you're on pretty much a racing 4-wheeler, it's pretty much the same thing as motocross, but you're on a 4-wheeler.
I've never heard it called that, quad racing. Okay, learn something new every day. So, but There's a circuit on that, or there
Yeah.
is really? Okay. It shows how much I don't know about
Yeah,
that.
I had a 2024 Yamaha Raptor 700R one time,
Okay.
but then I sold that.
Yeah. Was that hard to sell?
Not really.
Okay. So, I mean, did you like doing that?
I mean, it was all right. It wasn't my favorite. I preferred motocross over that.
So, motocross. I don't even want to ask. Have you gotten hurt there?
No, not really.
Good. I need to
I've,
keep that
I,
way.
I've wrecked the bike before, but I didn't get injured.
That's good. No, that is very good. So your parents or
Just my
your
dad's down
dad?
here.
Okay. So, what does he think of all this you do?
He's pretty impressed with it.
See
Um,
that?
although me and him don't always see eye to eye, but
Yeah, I can relate with that one too.
he he thinks I'm pretty good at damn near everything I do, and he thinks that I'll probably go pretty far in life. So,
I'm pretty sure you will too. No, just like the first day we met, you've done more in your. It's 16 years. Probably doesn't seem like short 16 years, but than most people ever get in their whole life. So how'd you? I suppose how'd you get so disciplined? You seem very disciplined.
that one was a mix between my grandpa and dad, since I took care of my grandpa for 5 years.
Really?
Yeah, so it was a mix between those two, plus a lot of my family's military background.
That definitely would. Yeah.
Yeah.
So would you ever want to go in the military?
I already have a contract
Do
made with
you
the
really?
Marine Corps. I went down with my buddy and got a pre-contract made.
Okay. So when does that all take place or start?
January.
Oh, this coming January? That's pretty cool. That's pretty soon, actually.
Yeah.
So what will that entail then?
I'm not really sure. I have the contract right now made for 4 years. My MOS put down as 30. Well, actually, no, 31 probably be hard, but it's same like type of thing. It's military police.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
I can see doing that.
But I'm thinking about, because if I'm in the Marine Corps, pretty much main base is out in California. So
Okay.
I'm thinking about switching that contract to an Army contract,
Okay.
because then I'll be able to be stationed closer to Crescent, Iowa, since I have a base
Gotcha.
up there.
Okay, gotcha. So did you always want to do what you're doing with the military or with that?
I originally was gonna go in as a heavy machine operator,
Okay.
but then I ended up doing something else. So,
Okay. That's what's so awesome about you. You are not afraid to do other things.
yeah.
So that will take you a long ways too. So would you ever want to start like your own business?
The closest thing I'd probably start would be a cattle ranch.
Makes sense. So do you have a certain breed of cattle you like?
I usually go Black Angus because most of the time they sell for the most.
True. So no Longhorns.
I might do a couple Texas Longhorns.
Yeah, you gotta watch those. There's some on the way to Hastings that I look at every time I go by there. I mean,
Yeah.
so would you want to do any other like kind of like style, like hogs or anything like that, or
No, just mainly probably just horses and cattle is the most I'd have out there. I
okay,
know my girlfriend. She said she wants a goat.
a goat?
Yeah.
Okay. So what do you think of that?
She could have what she wants.
I've never been around goats too much. I see a
Neither
lot more
have
goats
I.
around. And I hear, I mean, goat cheese, goat milk, all that is.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, I mean, would you ever want to travel the world?
Not the world. I usually just stick to the U.S.
Okay. So no Europe, no.
No.
Do they have like that kind of stuff, like they have in the United States over there in Europe?
So for PBR riding, like pro riding,
Right.
that's a whole like world thing.
Really, I didn't know that.
Yeah, there. If you actually look at the PBR website and stuff, you can check where each rider's from. I've seen some that are from U.S., some that are from Mexico, some from
Wow.
Australia.
Huh.
Everything.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
So, would you ever go to Australia?
No.
One thing, it's a long ways.
Yeah.
No, I didn't realize that at all. So, in Europe, I'm trying to imagine this in Europe. What I know over there, that is interesting. I learn something new every day. So do you have any other hobbies?
I do. I like to do welding occasionally, and then
Okay.
I like building vehicles, like body style and stuff.
Okay.
like lift kits, bigger tires,
Nice.
lights, everything like that.
Okay. So do you have a certain vehicle you like really well?
So what I'm wanting to get and build is it's one of my like dream trucks. I had one at one point,
Okay.
but then I sold it.
Oh,
It's a 1994 Ford F-250.
nice.
I had an extended cab flatbed, but what I'm thinking of doing is getting a 94 F-350 crew cab long box.
Nice.
And painting like that kind of like cherry red they had in the
Oh,
90s.
yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Because the reason I picked 94 in specific is that's the first year they had the actual 7.3 Power Stroke
Okay.
instead of the 7.3 IDI.
Okay. That's cool. So you've got one of these. You know where's one you located? One of these?
So I've located a couple of
Have
them,
you?
actually. Yeah, there's one I found in Iowa that's almost in mint condition. And then there's one in South Dakota that needs repainted. Is all.
Okay. Well, you're going to repaint it already, so that hey, you might have to do road trip.
Yeah.
And you can do this all yourself.
Yeah.
That does not surprise me with you. So where'd you learn how to do that?
Repainting.
Any of that?
I learned that one from my dad, and then I also taught myself. And my grandpa, he did body work for about, I want to say, 12 years.
Okay.
Then he
Makes sense.
did welding the rest of his life.
Welding is a very good profession. I mean, there's definitely a need for welders.
Oh,
Would
yeah.
you ever want to become like a pipeline welder or anything like that?
I thought about it.
I think they make pretty good money, and there's sure a lot of pipelines going in around here right now. So,
Oh, yeah.
no, I mean, you have so many skill sets. I mean, that's just amazing. So, do you like speaking in front of people?
I don't have a problem with it, really.
Okay.
If you haven't noticed, I'm a pretty open person. I like meeting people and everything.
Yeah, you're
Like when I was
which
in
is cool.
when I was in Crescent, Iowa last, I had a lot of conversations with just random people up there. So I already have like a name up there.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
cool. So, what's the name?
Brian.
Okay, okay, that works. So, have you always been this way, where it doesn't bother you to approach people, or talk to
Yeah.
them? You've been that way? Okay, that's a good thing too. So, you definitely need to do your podcast. You would be out there. I mean, oh my gosh, do you have an idea? Do you have a visualization of what your podcast would be like, and a name for it?
Not really, no.
Okay, I thought maybe with everything else that maybe.
No.
So
I haven't really ever thought about doing a podcast.
you'd be good. So would it bother you if somebody probably if you're you're won a thing and getting the medals or whatever, that probably wouldn't bother you. But in speaking in front of people, does that bother you? Like a group of people? Okay. So have you always how do you get to that point?
I don't know. I kind of just train myself on certain things,
Okay.
and make myself get used to it.
So I gotta ask, how do you do that? Just do it every day, or just
Yeah, pretty much just meet people on the go and speak with them a little bit.
You really do need to, yeah. That you can do a lot of money there too. So I don't think money is going to be a problem for you, and potentially future wife.
Huh?
I mean, potentially future wife.
Yep.
Okay. I don't want to. I don't want to push because some people don't ever get married anymore, and I didn't know. So probably lots of kids too.
I'll probably have like 2 or 3.
Okay. Okay. That's a nice size group. So
Yeah, my
or nice
kids.
family.
I'm not gonna raise them on video games or anything. I'll get them phones so I can keep them in contact with me. But other than that, things that I'll get them, they're gonna obviously be able to work on the farm. They'll have a horse,
Mhm.
probably a 4-wheeler, maybe dirt bike, and
Right.
a pickup truck.
That sounds really good. No, and that so many kids don't get that nowadays because they live on their phones.
Yeah,
And they're not getting what are they getting really out of that?
pretty much nothing.
Yeah. So so do you work out?
Occasionally, not too often. I have to do workout for the Marine Corps.
Okay.
I do. It's I think PIT or IST scores. I usually will jot that down on my Marine Corps file that I have on my phone.
Okay. Okay. So I mean that. So can they move you after you do that in January? Will you be stationed where you want to, or do they station you wherever
So
they want you?
I can put in a request, but
Okay.
really only base I think that they really have is in California.
What part of California?
I think it's San Diego.
San Diego's nice. Have you been to San Diego?
No.
San Diego's nice. There's a lot of people there. You like the beach?
Not really.
And maybe not that free.
Yeah.
No, there's a lot of people there, that's for sure. But yeah, I was going to say they got nice beaches there, so.
Yeah.
But I probably know where you'd be too. I've been to San Diego enough times that but
Yeah. I'm thinking about switching my contract to the Army because they have a base maybe like an hour and a half, 2 hours away from Crescent, Iowa.
Okay.
And so I wouldn't be too far away from there.
So will they probably let you do that?
I can. I know I can. Before I turn 17, I'm able to cancel out that contract and switch it to something else.
Okay. So you got. So when do you turn 17?
January 9th.
Okay. Well, far enough, but you can get that done. So, no, I mean that. So, I mean, what other things do you do in your spare time?
A lot of the time in my spare time, I mainly spend it practicing roping,
Okay.
bull riding, just rodeoing in general, working,
Okay.
and then driving around. Occasionally, I'll do fishing and hunting.
Okay. So when you fish, what do you catch?
I usually go for bass or catfish.
Nice.
Usually, I try to catch a largemouth at least.
So do you have a place around here you can go fishing?
I don't usually fish around here. I usually go up to northern Nebraska where I go out of state sometimes.
Okay.
Like my girlfriend's family, they have out there when I go up there again to meet all them.
Right.
They have a private pond and private lake.
Nice. Very, very nice. So, that sounds good. So is your wife from a big family?
Huh?
Is your wife? Are you not wife?
My wife.
Come on, nah, girlfriend. I'm putting it in. I'm moving things around. So your girlfriend, is she from a big family?
I don't think it's too big, but it's decent sized.
Okay. So I'm moving you faster. You've already come so far in your 16 years. So what age would you think you'd want to get married?
I'll probably get married about 19 to 20.
Okay. Got a few years yet.
Probably have my first kid maybe around 22, 23.
Okay. That sounds like you got a plan. So going back, so when you go hunting, what do you hunt?
I usually hunt I hunt coons and then I hunt deer usually.
Okay.
And occasionally I'll go coyote hunting or I'll sometimes go bobcat hunting.
Yeah, there are bobcats around. I know that.
Yeah.
We actually have one that comes in our yard every once in a while. So, so with the coons, when you hunt those, do you take the skins or what do you do there?
I usually take the skins.
Okay.
Then I'll usually sell those to people.
No, I can see that. So, have you ever hunted turkeys?
No, I haven't done no turkey hunting.
Come out to my house. I got 52 of them. I do, and they're a pain. They're very, very tame. That's for sure. And that's pretty good. We have a guy that comes out and he bow hunts it. You bow hunt?
I have a bow. I don't usually bow hunt. I usually hunt with a 22.
Okay. No, I mean he gets it and then he smokes it and gives us half of it, and it's pretty good. And last time he brought us the apple pie, it's like you could hunt anytime you want.
Yeah.
So does your girlfriend? Does she do anything with hunting?
I'm not sure about hunting so much, but I know she does fishing. She also does bull riding and I believe barrel racing.
I love it. So you guys could team up.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I was told by her that if I keep bull riding, what she wants to do like one of those little video things. Where, it's like me saying, "Hey, I'm getting ready to leave. I'll talk to you later. I have a bull ride to go to." She wants to do a video that it says, "No, you're wrong. We have a bull ride to do."
I think I would like to meet your girlfriend. That's pretty awesome. So I mean, gosh, would you guys travel around the United States after you got married? Because that's pretty cool. So there probably are husband and wives that do that?
Yeah, sometimes. Okay. I was thinking about getting back into team roping, and if I do that, she's wanting to be my roping partner.
She sounds awesome. So, I mean, I can't wait to see that. So, so what kind of horse do you have? Or horses do you have?
I have a quarter horse,
okay.
And then I also have a buckskin.
Really? Okay. I know a little, my sister loves horses, so I know a little bit about horses. So
Yeah.
she for a while she had 9 of them, but you probably how many horses you have?
I have 2 myself, but out there, my dad has about 15 because we also have ranch hands that use them.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's a lot of horses to feed and everything. And
Yeah.
I know from my sister they can eat a lot.
Yeah.
No. So do you have a certain like rope that you like to use, or what? I mean, do you have certain stuff that you use and all this equipment that you like?
So, for roping, generally, I don't usually wear gloves too often with it, but
Okay,
I sometimes will wear like a pair of work gloves while roping. I'll
makes
have my
sense.
spurs.
Okay.
Um, then obviously just cowboy hat, sometimes sunglasses, but I just use it's a normal like damn near rope, but just has the loop and everything.
Oh, it's
I
okay.
don't use
Okay.
those special ropes or anything that most of them do that are
Mm-hmm.
like colored or anything.
Right. So you okay?
So my rope, since it's like more tough, since it's an actual like just old school rope.
Uh huh.
If I use it just bare skin on my hand after spinning enough, it starts to like wear skin or it'll
That
cause
sounds painful.
calluses or anything.
Well, yeah, Calluses built those up, but yeah,
Yeah,
that's
but the wear and tear at skin doesn't really bother me that
doesn't
much.
it? Oh, you're a better man than me.
I had that happen a while back, and I was still spinning the rope with that same hand after that
Ah,
happened.
that sounds really painful.
It stings a little, but
I
not that
do.
bad.
No. And I gotta ask, your hat, what brand is that?
This is an Ariat.
Okay, that's a good brand, so I like that. So
I have about 12 cowboy hats.
nice. So I mean, what's your favorite one out of the 12? Or do you have a favorite?
So my favorite one for wintertime is probably my Stetson.
Nice.
Um, it has a wide brim, and then it has a crown type that's called the Luke. It's like
Okay.
it doesn't have like this top. It's more up a little more. Has kind of a rounded top
I
and
think I know
just
what you're talking about.
sides pushed in a little.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
And then for summer, I have pretty much that same look, except it's a twister and it's a straw hat.
Okay. Which makes sense for summer. So does your girlfriend wear a cowboy hat too?
Yeah,
Okay.
she has pretty much the same ones as me, damn near.
You guys are all ready to go out on the road. I can't wait to see that.
Oh yeah.
So, I mean, gosh, I can see a lot of things going there. Your podcast, speaking, showing people. I can see you doing training of people for too. Would you ever want to do that?
Maybe.
Okay, I could see you doing that. I could see you a whole brand for you and your girlfriend. So, would she be open to something like that?
Probably, yeah.
Okay.
I know she's wanting us when we both turn like 19, 18, somewhere around there. She's wanting us to start up our own cattle ranch up there by Crescent.
Cool. Very cool. How big a town is Crescent? Is it
It's about the same size as here. I think it's a little bigger.
okay? Okay. So, what part of Iowa is that?
That's kind of like central Iowa, more of.
Very far from Des Moines, or
I think it's like 2 hours from Des Moines, maybe
okay,
3.
okay. No, I've been around Interstate 80, but that's about as far as I'm off of
Yeah,
Iowa.
you have to pretty much turn off the interstate to get to it. You go through a couple towns. I think I went through. I think it was Red Oak.
Okay, I've heard of Red Oak.
I went through Corning.
Okay, heard that
Um,
town too.
I went. I think it was Lee. I know I went to Leon as well up there,
Okay,
and there's one other town I can't remember it, but I went through a couple towns going up there.
so is it flat or is it hilly?
It's decently hilly. I know that
Okay,
it's
okay,
pretty good ground for cattle ranching.
okay, okay. So
It wouldn't
okay,
be so good for like stuff like crop farming or anything, but for cattle ranching and
okay,
livestock, it's pretty good ground.
okay. That shows me. So are there any podcasts with what you do that you watch or listen to?
No, I don't usually watch or listen to podcasts.
Okay. So is there anybody that is like who you look up to in this arena?
Not really. No, I used to for bull riding. I used to like look up to JB and Lane Frost, but
Okay.
those were the only two really.
Okay. So next one's you.
Yep.
I can see you doing that. I'll put that down right here in the podcast. You're the next one. So, and I'll say I knew him when. So, no, I mean, really, you've at 16, you've come so far already.
Yeah,
But
I know. My buddy, he has his pro card for it's steer wrestling.
Steer wrestling?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's pretty much you're on horseback. You hop off, grab the steer by like its horns or its head.
Okay.
And you pretty much pull it to the ground.
Okay, so that's what that's called. Okay.
Yeah, but he has his pro card. I think it was last year. No, I don't think it was last year. I think the year before he came in. I think it was 13th place in the nation.
Oh, that's wow. I mean, so are there? There's probably more than all this. So, are there any things you attend that are quite a ways away, or do you try and stick around this area?
So usually for rodeo wise, I usually do the Texas to North Dakota stretch, and then add Montana, Colorado, and Iowa in there.
So you get around then. Okay. Yeah. So what are you using to pull your? I mean, what's your truck now?
I usually take like the 2010 Z71 Chevy around, but
okay.
If I buy that F350 or something, I'll probably be taking that around. Or I
think if. No, I don't want to say that,
but I know here in the next few weeks, I'm probably gonna go around like end of June, early July down to Iowa again.
Okay.
Is when I'll go down there. I'm gonna save up my checks the next few weeks.
Cool.
Probably buy another pickup, take that down there with me because I know my dad's wanting to meet her family as well.
Sure, I see that.
So me and him are gonna take separate vehicles probably because I'll probably be staying up there for a while longer than he will. And so my plan is save up all my money for the next like 4 weeks at least.
Okay.
I calculated by then I should have at least probably $1,500 to $2,500.
There you go.
And so I'll probably get another pickup then, cheaper, probably older model.
Yeah, that works.
And then I'll head up there. I'm gonna probably when I get there. When I meet her family, I'm going to shake the father's hand, give her and her mother flowers.
Awesome.
And then introduce myself, talk with them a bit. And then later that night, I'll probably invite them all out to dinner and I'll pay.
That sounds awesome. You're an inspiration. Like I told you the other day, you're very much an inspiration. So I look forward to keeping in touch with you now that we met. The guy crossed our path the other day. So you got me tongue tied here. But no, you were awesome. You're very awesome. And so you have a job now that you're doing besides?
So altogether, I'll go out sometimes, work our cattle ranch if they're needing help out there.
Okay.
My dad usually pays me about $45 an hour out there because I pretty much supervise the people out there.
That's good.
And then I work a cattle ranch just east of Minden here.
Really? Okay.
And I get paid anywhere usually between 13 to 18 an hour out there.
Cool.
I work out for Jacob Harms every once in a while.
Okay.
Out there, I'll help out with mechanics work and selling and parting out vehicles. I make 10% of everything I sell.
You are a motivated young man, and I don't know where you sleep.
And so I also am probably starting a job here in Minden. I went down and talked to, I don't know what the name of the place is, but they do power washing, painting, and contracting.
Okay.
I talked to them yesterday. They said that they'll for sure be giving me a call for help. So
I mean, you are definitely not lazy. But when you're doing stuff, and you have such a good outlook on everything. Everything seems to be you seems like a lot of things, and it definitely shows. But now you're an action taker, and that's more than most people. Everybody has the best of intentions, but most people don't. So that'll get you a long ways in life too. So like I told you the other day, if you ever want to start a podcast, I'm here for you, man.
Yeah.
So because all you do already, you have so many things you could pull from, and I can see you. I see you doing this. I can see you talking a lot. You're up there in front of a lot of people. So do you like to write?
I don't usually get into riding too
Okay.
much.
Okay.
Never have. I'm more of a meet in person and just talk to people.
I can believe that. I can definitely believe that.
Yeah,
And I'm not. Maybe I get into writing, but not. It takes me a long time to get into writing.
yeah.
I'm with you. I'd rather do this,
Well,
in person. So
that's something that I think drove my English teacher nuts.
was it?
Uh, I couldn't stand writing hardly. I'd be
Yeah.
sitting over there just bored out of my mind the whole time. Just
Well, I can understand that with your personality. You want to get out there and do things, and writing kind of. I don't know. I think maybe that's it too. Plus writing doesn't come very easy to me either. It's like, and I admire people that it does. No, so Brian, before we end this awesome podcast, anything else you'd like to share with the audience today?
not really. No.
Okay. Well, I want to thank you again for on such short notice doing this podcast with me. I really appreciate that greatly. And like I said, I look forward to watching your journey. You've already had an amazing journey at your young age, and my mouth's going to probably come open a lot, being with like, wow. I mean, I have no doubt on that, and I would love to meet your girlfriend sometime too. That'd be awesome too. So, well, I'm going to end the Dream Kitchen podcast today, and thank you everybody for joining us. And until next time, take care.